Hello everyone, I'm Corey and we're talking Manpower. Today I've got an extremely special guest with me. I have Mr. Edward Emden. He's the Chief of the Civilian Workforce Transformation Team. Mr. Emden, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Hey, good morning. Glad to be with you.
So, I understand that in your former life you were a CP26 intern. So, talk about your time as a CP26 intern and then your kind of career progression after that.
Sure. As you said, I started out as a CP26 intern with MedCom up at Fort Detrick, doing a lot of TDA management type stuff and several rotations in different parts of the Army. It's just great broad experience in several different areas of manpower. Since then, I went to the Army Manpower Analysis Agency, and I've actually worked with them on two separate occasions, once as a management analyst and once as an operations research analyst, building manpower models and things like that at the Manpower Analysis Agency, which was a really great experience and got to learn a lot of different things that go on within the Army in that job. Also, I worked at a headquarters at AMC, doing manpower as well, and then a couple years where I was doing resource analysis work, so CP11 type work, before coming back to the manpower field. And then now, for the last 9 months or so, I've been working in civilian workforce transformation, so really getting some HR experience as well.
So it seems like you worked at, command levels, installation levels, big Army, small Army kind of levels. So did you think your time as a manpower and force management, analyst, was it valuable, and how so, based on your current job here in CWT?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's interesting to me. So having been an analyst for all of my career, things you think come as second nature. It's an entirely different perspective than folks who are trained differently than you have. So there's, in this job especially, a lot of times where human resource specialists approach problems differently. So we might look at the same problem and see two different solutions, and the best solution is probably a marriage of the two. So I've seen that quite a few times already. Specifically the force management piece of it, just understanding the structure of the Army also has been really helpful for solving a lot of problems and making sure we get the word out to everybody for many of the human resource initiatives that we're working.
So explain to me a little bit about your current position here in the civilian workforce transformation area.
Sure. CWT was stood up in 2010 to complete a series of initiatives to further develop and advance the civilian workforce. So in the past, CWT's done a lot of things, placing everybody in a career program and standing up new career programs. Also the rollout of our enterprise leader development programs. We're currently rolling out the third one now, our emerging enterprise leader program for GS 11s and 12s. So lots of different initiatives. Right now, one of the biggest things that we're working is employee engagement. So we're spending a lot of effort on that, the Federal Employee Viewpoint Survey, and how to really communicate across the Army the importance of engagement and how folks can foster that in their organization.
So why should the average Army civilian care about civilian workforce transformation? Why is it important to them on their daily little lives?
Hopefully you should be feeling the effects of some of the things the civilian workforce transformation is doing. There's lots of new development opportunities that are out there that not just CWT, but many of the folks that we partner with have been working to develop and advance for folks. So there's those enterprise leader programs that are out there. We're also in constant communication with the career program teams to help make sure we're being mutually supportive in the development that we offer folks. And then it's also, as I mentioned, engagement. We are really responsible for driving this culture of engagement in the Army that hopefully will contribute to the quality of the work experience that folks have when they show up to work every day.
So let's really hit the nail on the head here with this engagement. Why is engagement important? Why if I just show up from 9 to 5 and then I do what's in my PD and I go home for the day, why should I be engaged? Why is this important for myself and for me to be engaged in the Army?
I would say that why is it important to you? That's really got to be awfully boring to come to work every day and just do your job. And we want more and expect more from employees. And as an organization, the Army is working to, what am I trying to say here? So we believe we owe you as an organization more than that. We want to have a collaborative relationship with employees. We want you to offer suggestions to help us get to the best possible solutions. And it just leads to a more fulfilling work environment. From an organizational perspective, engaged organizations have higher retention, higher productivity, and things like that. So it's great. It's a good business decision. It should make it a more rewarding experience for folks in their actual work environment to know that you can contribute to the solution and not just continue to be a cog in the wheel, but to actually make a lasting contribution. To have that opportunity, I think, is really important to folks.
Well, everyone, that's all we have time for today. We will continue our conversation with Mr. Ed Emden in the next few days, so be on the lookout for it. And until next time, have a great Army Day.